Welcome to Experience 9 isUnique, the Cracking the Code interview problem number 1. Cracking the Code interview is a widely regarded resource for preparing for modern software development position interviews where they generally like to ask coding questions. And this book is quite large and has many great problems, coding problems. So it's great to read through and see if you could figure out how to solve these problems. So what this experience is about is to help you get familiar with writing simple TypeScript functions using the TypeScript playground, and also get acquainted with how the work out of the day technique works in this course. So to do this, we're going to solve the first problem in this cracking the coding interview. The first problem is called isUnique. You have to implement an algorithm to determine if a string has all unique characters. So for example, if we call isUnique on A, B, C, D, E, it should return true, or because it doesn't have a duplicate letter. If you call isUnique on A, B, C, D, E, A, it should return false because the A is a duplicate. So you should probably finish the previous practice WOD, done it multiple times, make sure you get it. Review the Airbnb style guide because we're going to want to use, eventually we're going to use Airbnb ESLint to check our code, so we want to use let and consts, not var. And then we want to open the TypeScript playground. And depending on what you've done before, you might have blank code, or you might have some of your old examples in here, so we just want to get rid of all of that. And then we can get ready for the WOD. So we're going to, for the practice WOD, we're going to implement isUnique, and we have to finish it in 12 minutes. So we'll start by starting a timer. This is my timer tool that I got. Start the timer. And now I want to create a TypeScript function called isUnique. isUnique. It takes one parameter, the string, str, which is a type string, and it returns a Boolean. And if we write this, we've got some red squigglies, and we can take a look at the errors. Function whose declared type is neither undefined nor void nor must return a value, so we don't return a value yet. And also, str is declared but not used. That is also an error. So what we want to do is, well, solve these things, but we want to check to see what characters we have already seen. So we want to keep a track of what characters we've already seen. So I want to create a const seen, and this is a map of string to Boolean. So it's just an object, and we can say it's a new map. So it keeps track of all the characters we have seen. So now I want to loop over all the characters in the string. 0, start at 0, I is less than str.length, I plus plus, so I'm going to loop over all the characters. Const letter equals str.char at I. So now we've got the character at I, so now we want to check to see if we've seen this character. So if get, that gets the value for the given key, which would be letter. So if we have seen it, because that will give us the Boolean, which would be true if we've seen it, then we want to return false. Else, we want to record the fact that we've just seen letter. So we want to say seen.set letter and true. So that indicates that I've seen this letter. So the next time, if I see it again, the first part of the if will return false. So if I get outside of the loop and I haven't return false, then everything's unique, so I want to say return true, which means all the characters in str are unique and I haven't seen them again, or I have not seen them more than once. So now let's go back and test our code. And then we can run the code. And we get true, so ABCDE is unique and ABCDEA is not unique. So now I can press the save, it should say press the share button to get the URL, creates this URL that is unique. So if I open that with that URL, it will load up and will get my code, so you can save that for later on WADs. We can save those URLs and submit them to Laulima for grading. I want to stop my timer. And I did it in 4 minutes, which is very good. I do have to say I've done this problem a lot of times, so it's not fair for me to be done that fast. But I have solved this problem from the Cracking the Coding interview book several times. And so make sure that you record your times for each of your attempts. If you don't fit, if you DNF, try again. Even if you do pass, with like 11 minutes, you may want to practice this problem until you get familiar with playing with TypeScript Playground, running the things, saving the URLs, having a timer, running the time. These programming skills that we're learning in 3.14 are just a skill, and the way to improve your skill is to practice, practice, practice. So that's Cracking the Coding interview problem number 1, using TypeScript Playground that allows us to write TypeScript, run it, see what happens, and even the TypeScript Playground allows us to see what the compiled JavaScript, that this TypeScript gets compiled into JavaScript, and when we eventually get to the point where we're loading JavaScript into our browsers, we'll be loading the JavaScript that was compiled from the TypeScript. So, thank you very much.